Mike Bohn here at Ruka Training Center with the UFC strawweight contender Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie, how are you doing?
I'm good. Nice talking to you. I'm excited. Been training a lot, prepared for whatever comes. So yeah, I'm happy, feeling good.
Yeah, be a little bit of time since the last fight. Did you take any time off afterwards? Like, do anything fun, or was it basically just like right back into training afterwards?
We went to Disney World like right after. It was kind of like last minute. Yeah, I mean, I took like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just kind of training, but really, really light, you know. But yeah, I was pretty back into the gym pretty fast. My coach was happy about that. Usually I'm like, I go off, you know, to Brazil or someplace. But this one, it's like, man, it was a big win for me. For Tisha, she's fought all the top, you know, Zhang Weili, Yan Marina, Rose. She's fought all of them, you know, all the ex-champions, you know. So it was really important for me to get back on the winning streak. And yeah, I felt like, man, I can't be out of the gym now. You know, it's like I really need to build on top of this, and be ready for what could happen. And basically, any of the top girls I could be fighting now. So I'm ready.
What does that do for your confidence? Because as you said, there are a lot of people maybe looked at that losing skid Tisha had, but it was all former champions. The only people to really beat her are people that have held that belt. So does that like give you confidence? Hey, I beat her. What does that say about my future?
Yeah, 100%. I think especially with my fight with Marina, who's also fought a lot of tough opponents. You know, Marina is like a really good title contender right now, you know. And I mean, my fight was good with her, you know. It was fight of the night. I lost, you know. But for me, it's like, man, I have way more than what I was able to show in that fight. So for me to go in and do good with Tisha, like I knew she was going to be tough. She moves a lot. A lot of her fights are very close decisions, you know, wins or losses. So definitely I was like, okay, if I beat her, I'm in that side of the ranking, you know, the ranking closer to the belt than the ranking, you know, more to the 15, you know, stuff like that. So it was a big, you know, good for my ego, for my, you know, my feeling, how I feel. And yeah, I was happy with that win, and for sure, I feel like, man, I'm going to show even more, you know. I think with the top girls, they kind of stay more in the pocket, and they really kind of push forward, and I think that's when really my striking and just everything is going to show more.
It's interesting times at strawweight right now. Not a ton of fights booked with like the very top of the division, but I guess first I want to ask you, what did you just think of the title fight between Carla and Rose that happened a few months ago? Obviously, a lot of criticism around it, but you know, people kind of have their different takes. I'm curious to hear yours.
Yeah, I mean, I don't judge. You know, I don't judge. I know that both of those fighters, they've had great fights. Carla just came off like a TKO with Yan, you know, before that fight, and Rose with her crazy record, you know, great performances. So, I mean, it was good. Honestly, for me, I was like, man, okay, I see a lot of hesitation from both of the fighters. You know, I think more the grappling side, you know. So me as a grappler, you know, in the division, I think I'm the best jiu-jitsu fighter in the strawweight division. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of openings. I'm working on my striking, you know. So for me, I was happy to see that, you know. But I don't judge how the performance was. For sure, it wasn't the most entertaining fight, but it happens, you know. But man, that definitely messed up the whole division. Now we're all kind of on hold. We're like, what's gonna happen next, you know? So it was kind of crazy, but we'll see. Yeah,
we did have a title eliminator there just you know, a couple weeks ago with Zhang Weili knocking out Joanne Calderwood, an incredible finish there. What did you just think of her performance in that fight?
Man, incredible. I wasn't expecting that. You know, I thought Joanna was going to win this one. I thought that she was like going to come back and maybe change some details, you know, but man, she retired on the spot. You know, it's like, man, what she's done in the division, she's accomplished so much. She has the longest reign of the strawweight division. So, I mean, I understand, but I wasn't expecting that. And, you know, Zhang Weili just continues to show she's, you know, she can just throw crazy stuff at you, and you need to be prepared, you know. So definitely I would like to face her eventually, you know, Zhang Weili. I think that would be a great fight. I don't think she's ever fought someone with my jiu-jitsu caliber. But, yeah, definitely would be a great fight, her athleticism, and we'll see what happens.
And I want to go back to Joanna for a second. Obviously, you know, one of the pioneers of this division. Does it bum you out to see her go? I mean, she was holding the belt when you were just getting started in your MMA career, really. So, like, I'm sure that was someone you maybe thought at a point about fighting. The fact that that's kind of potentially off the table for any point in the future, does that bum you out at all?
Oh, for sure. I mean, first, because we won't be seeing any more for fights, you know, I'm a huge fan of her. I always watched her. I was thought like, man, she's a beast, you know. So definitely was sad, like, man, I can't believe she retired, you know. And then two, Man, because she was someone who I hope, like, man, maybe one day I can share the octagon with her. I fought on the same card as her before, so it's always a good energy, a lot of the crowd. She definitely has a good air about her. But, I mean, that's life, that's life. I understand, I had my daughter. I came back, I wasn't ready to, go back to jiu-jitsu or stop jiu-jitsu or stop fighting, but I know that eventually that day will come. So she's been, like she said, she's been in this for a lot of years. I can't imagine being punched in the face and punching people in the face as long as she has. So I understand, but I'm definitely sad to see her go.
And, Zhang knocks her out, and then she calls out Carla for a fight in Abu Dhabi for the title, and Carla comes out afterwards saying, she's not healthy right now, and that timeline won't work for her. So a lot of things seemingly up in the air in this division right now. Maybe an interim title or something comes into play. Like, do you think that could be something that you could be in the mix for? I don't know if they've been communicating with you at all, but what's next?
Yeah, I mean, definitely if they do have an interim title, I would like to, if I can get in there, I like to be in it, fight for, Zhang Weili or whoever it will be. I'm definitely interested in that. I'm ready. I'm talking with Mick. I even sent a message to Dane. I'm like, hey, Dane, I'm ready. Whoever it is, I'm ready. My manager, Tim Paradigm, they've been talking. So, I mean, a lot of names have been kind of thrown out. Young Shainan, Rose, Jay has been talked about in the past, so I don't know how serious they are about that, but definitely I'd be ready for any one of those girls. So yeah, for me, like I said, I've been training since my last fight, so I'm ready. It can be August, October, hopefully not too long. I want to fight pretty soon, keep the wins coming, keep my training on point. But yeah, I think if I could get that interim title, if that fight doesn't happen, would be a pleasure. It would be awesome.
Yeah, is October a good timeline for you? I mean, I know it's a little bit of ways, but I'm sure if it was an interim belt, that would make it worth the wait.
Oh, for sure, 100%, and especially if it was like Zhang Weili, you need to be 100% prepared. And also, too, we have Cheeto fighting, August 13th, I think. They offered like a little bit kind of to fight August 20th, in Salt Lake City. Yeah. So, I mean, we're ready, but it's kind of no really opponent yet. And, I mean, it's 1 week after Cheeto, so it's always good to see the team going and see Coach and Cheeto training. But I'm like, I don't mind having like maybe a month later, in October. For me, that's fine.
Well, it seems like it's all good things right now for you. Just keep us apprised on what's going on, but it seems like whatever's next is going to be significant for you.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely think a big fight is coming. Every fight's a big fight, right? But we're just training hard, and definitely the next one's going to be a big show for sure.
Well, looking forward to it, Mackenzie. Really appreciate the time, and best of luck with training.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much.